Hey, good afternoon. I'm going to play you a little video clip from the Cartier family. That's the four young black guys who, kind of have a YouTube channel that's relatively popular. And this is three of them. And they're watching and reacting to what's going on in Washington, D.C. And I think it's kind of frightening and it's fascinating and frightening. All right.
I almost feel a little desensitized to it in a way because it seems to be of the norm. It's actually pretty scary that these teenagers own guns.
The robbery of 39-year-old Brian Smith, found unconscious here on T Street, just off of the busy U Street corridor around 5 a.m. He died November 7th.
These people here in D.C., all these mothers, children been killed in the streets by juveniles.
The five girls who attacked Reggie Brown were all tried and found responsible as juveniles. Currently under D.C. law, juvenile offenders can only be held until they're 21, so the girls will all get out within the next few years.
We are told the victim had just withdrawn money from an ATM when a driver ran over him and killed him.
Video obtained by News 4 then shows the SUV driving a short distance up 12th Street.
Nah, bro. They really just treated life like an actual GTA server.
And we're mad that people are being stopped and frisked on the streets.
Hey.
And you have this type of crime in your city?
Yeah.
I'm all for it. And guess what, guys? I'm all for it, too.
Yeah, bro.
I'm all
this
for
is pretty
it.
bad, bro.
I'm sorry.
Well,
yeah, you gotta get on their ass,
DC
bro.
is always top 5 in violence, so I'm gonna just leave it at that.
This is the nation's capital.
We're not even
This is
talking
where the
about-
White House is.
We're not even talking about Birmingham, Louisiana, Oakland. Brother, it's numerous of cities we can keep naming. Jacksonville,
Memphis.
And for Africa, brother, we can go on and on and on and on.
This shit is bad, bro.
This is one spot.
This is horrible, man.
This is horrible.
Wow.
Like, this is real
Hey,
life,
man.
like on some GTA
Nah.
video games, bro. This is like, they look at life as video games, bro.
Or, I mean, they're just not smart, bro. I'm sorry to say it, man. 80% of them aren't bright.
Yeah, they ain't smart at all.
Because, I mean, man, this is...
It's more crazy to really think, like, why would you do all these heinous crimes knowing that there's cameras everywhere nowadays? You're
Because they don't care, bro. They know that there's no punishment for their actions.
This is literal animal behavior.
This is horrible.
Yeah,
Like, this is
bro.
like a monkey coming from the jungle and just placing him, you know, he in society and he just aping it up, brother.
Wow.
That's literally like that. Because you don't want to follow, you don't want to be a regular citizen.
Yeah,
So if the rules do not pertain to you, you're not human. You're an animal.
Like, this is crazy, bro. This is actually sickening, bro, to see this. This is, to me, this is demonic.
What's your badge number? What's your badge number? Brother.
It's crazy.
Tried and found responsible as juveniles. Currently under D.C. law.
Whew. All right. That bothers me in a lot of ways. Somebody once said that if you give up your freedom for security, you end up with neither. But in this situation, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I think. You know, here's three young black guys talking about they basically want to end the probable cause. Like, hey, if you look the part and you're walking down D.C. at midnight, your pants sagging, then you're probably a criminal and that you should be pulled over and searched. And I have totally mixed feelings on that. I'm not sure how I think, because if I lived in that community, dude, I probably would say, forget probable cause, forget that, your civil rights. I want to be safe in my neighborhood. I mean, right now I'm hanging out in Sarasota. This is here. See that? This is it. That's my back. I can go fishing off the pond. There's zero crime in Sarasota. Zero. There's a bunch of old white people mostly. Actually, our neighbor, 3 houses down, is a black guy, really cool, but he's a fireman. Got a couple kids, works for a living, and everybody in this area are law-abiding citizens pretty much. The biggest thing we ever do is, traffic violations. But when you live in a place where you're not safe to walk down the street, then at what point does civil liberties and the right to illegal search and seizure get trumped, sorry to use that term, but by, the rights for the citizens to be safe? It's like, do, the rights of the few hundred outweigh the rights of the hundreds of thousands that are the victims of these people? I don't know. I mean, it kind of scares me, because in one hand, I'm really a civil libertarian in the sense that you can't just come up to me when I'm walking down the street and say, hey, where are you going? Can I search you? That's basically against our laws. But on the other hand, we can kind of identify, let's be honest, we know who's the criminals. You can spot a lot of them, and or potential criminals, or people that are more likely to be a criminal. And is it right to be able to stop them on the street and search them? I mean, you guys are probably too young to remember, but in New York in the 70s and 80s, dude, it was horrible. I mean, you couldn't even go to Times Square. Nobody would go to Times Square. It was just, crime was everywhere. And Rudy Giuliani comes in. This is before he went insane, when he was still a relatively sane person. And he instituted the stop and frisk. And it completely dramatically dropped the crime rates in New York City. I mean, to the point of, you can look it up, but it was just ridiculous, the amount of crime that didn't happen once they instituted the stop and frisk. But then a lot of people said, hey, the stop and frisk is illegal. It's against my constitutional right to walk down the street without cops, searching me or asking for no probable cause. And I don't know what to say. I don't know what to think. I mean, I never have that problem. I'm looking at it as an old white man, and the cops never give me any problems, because obviously old white men really don't cause crimes, don't commit crimes. We're the lowest crime, other than old white ladies or white Asian ladies. We're probably the lowest crime statistic group there is. Now, when I was young, Jesus Christ, when I was hanging out in California as a teenager and later, I got hassled and pulled over all the time. Me and my old buddy Camp used to be walking down the street, and cops would just pull us over, throw us up against our cars, search us, with no probable cause whatsoever, because we looked like a bunch of long-haired, dope-smoking hippie criminals. And guess what? We were a bunch of long-haired, dope-smoking hippie criminals. That's why when you look on my record, I have 2 misdemeanor drug busts, which was kind of interesting in later life when they would say, have you ever been arrested? Yeah, twice. Didn't go to jail, went to jail one time for 6 hours and one time for 8 hours. But at that time, they didn't throw me in jail but they convicted me, and I've got drug convictions on my record. And basically, both of those times I was illegally searched and seized and searched. But so I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. It's easy as a rich white liberal living behind guarded gates to say this is wrong, and I want my civil rights, and everybody deserves civil rights. But when you're living, in D.C. or Chicago or Baltimore or a place like this, when you literally can't walk down the street without being afraid, or drive down the street without being afraid of, being carjacked or mugged or shot or somehow, beat up, abused, robbed, at what point do you give up your civil rights in order for the safety of society? And it's sad. It's so fucking sad that it's got to this point. And there was another part in the clip. This is like a 25-minute clip that the Cartier boys were listening to. And they're talking about, 11, 12-year-olds caught in violent crimes with guns. And you got to say, where are their parents? They don't have parents. Where's their dad? Gone, probably in jail. Where's their mom? I don't know, either working 3 jobs or on the streets, doing meth. They don't have the home life like I had. I had fucked up parents, but at least they were both there. So anyway, I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't know what we're supposed to do. I don't know at what point we give up civil rights to protect our people. Anyway, I don't know. I just honestly don't know.